Now to Europe, where floodwaters are still rising in parts of Central Europe, threatening people living along the Elbe and Danube rivers. A mandatory evacuation is underway in eastern Germany after a dike broke and flooded surrounding villages. And further upstream, evacuation orders have been lifted and the clean-up process has begun. But towns further down the Elbe are still bracing for water levels to rise in the coming days. In Hungary, the Danube River is set to crest in Budapest in the coming hours. Flooding there has reached record levels, but officials say measures are in place to protect the city centre. At least a dozen people have been killed in flooding across Central Europe in the past week. So let's get a live update now from Budapest. Tamas Borbely from Here TV is on the Danube. He's monitoring the situation for us. Any change since we last spoke?
Well, the situation is changing rapidly. The water level is now at 891, and on the other side of the river, which is the Buda side, the situation is getting worse. I can tell you that. There are numerous main roads have been blocked by police. They are closed now. Those ones that are right next to the river, so no cars allowed. And I guess that no pedestrian walking is around. From about 10 blocks away from here on the other side of the Buda side, the office of the Hungarian Maltese Charity Service have been evacuated because of the flood, the fear of the flood. Since on the other side, I mean the Buda side's banks are a bit lower than the ones that are on the Pest side, so the water is a bit higher over there than in here.
So since we last spoke, the water in the Danube where you are has risen 22 centimetres. What is the most that the upper bank of the Danube can tolerate?
Well, I guess if I can count in steps or stairs, it's like 6 more, which is probably about another 34, 40 centimeters, I guess.
Right. And is it expected that the banks will overrun this evening while you're there?
Not in this side, not on the Pest side. The Buda side is more dangerous than the Pest side since it's lower. So water appeared on the other side. It didn't come out, but it appeared. This is why one of the offices had to be evacuated.
And tell me, what is the mood in the capital right now? Are people nervous? Are they taking it with a grain of salt? What's the atmosphere like ahead of this cresting of the river?
Well, there are lots of people are walking by on the banks of the Danube, and they just stop by, sit on the stairs, and watch the water as it flows away about centimeters from their legs. Everyone seems happy, and they're not nervous. It's something like that they haven't experienced before, because this is the biggest flood that Budapest ever saw.
And hopefully we'll ever see. Tamas Borbely from Here TV, thanks very much indeed for joining us from Budapest. Meteorologist Jennifer Delgado has more on the situation on Hungary. She joins us from the World Weather Centre. So within the last hour, the Danube there has risen 22 centimetres, and the reporter is saying there that he would expect that there could be only another 34 to 40 centimetres before the upper bank would start overflowing.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a really tough situation there, and very crucial when we see those river levels climbing. Now, we do know that it's expected to crest within the next couple of hours late tonight, or it's going to be early on Sunday. As we show you, this is historic flooding, and it's expected to crest, as I said, roughly around about 8.95 meters. So, Fanula, I really need to kind of break down that math compared to what your reporter just told us. But the city is protected up to 9.3 meters, so it has a little bit of area there, but unfortunately, 0.3 meters is probably not enough for a lot of the residents and the businesses there. It's expected to stay above flood stage through June 17th, and by then, it goes back down to about 6.9 meters. rivers. Now, the problem over the next couple of days, rain is returning to parts of Central Europe. That includes the Czech Republic as well as into Slovakia, of course, Hungary, Budapest, where we'll continue to follow the Danube River and the flooding there as well as the cresting. So will this rain make a difference there? No, it's not going to affect the river levels, but it is going to affect residents there who are sandbagging, those who are displaced. It certainly is not what you want to see when you have all that water in the ground. And the reality is weather is going to be bad through tomorrow morning. We're expecting some of these storms to dump some heavy rainfall, large hail, in addition to that, some storms.